to have you connected to my channel again. So I know it's been a while. I haven't posted any video, and I have been pretty busy and pretty stressed. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit where I am right now, so you can have an idea of everything that I did so far. Okay, so last time we talked, I had just signed my lease, and I was getting to a space and doing some work, some renovations and updates. That's where I left out last time. So after that, what I was supposed to do is apply for an occupancy permit, and I have an inspection at my space to be able to open. Well, I have not done any of those two items so far. I have applied for occupancy permits. The way I did it is that I went first to the Houston community, the Houston Permit Center, and to realize that they don't take care of my location, because what happened is that when you live in Houston, you have different zoning and different locations, and you have different county taking care of each zone. And even though I am in Houston, I am not subject to the city of Houston administration. So they sent me to Harris County, and that's where I went to do the permit. So when I get there, I took all the list of everything that I was supposed to do. I was like, oh, I can do it myself. It's pretty straightforward, right? I have like just bring the proof of identifications. I have to bring some plans, tell them what I want to do about with the space, and then just submit it. And then the guy over there even told me that I was able to submit everything online. So when I went home, check out the list and see, okay, I can do this, I can do that, and then I went and submitted everything online by myself. About the plan though, because when you submit for the occupancy permit, you need to have drawing plans of the space that you're gonna have. So I talked to my landlord about it, and he gave me the plan of the entire building and the location of the business, and I was supposed to do my own plan. So because I talked to one of my neighbor at the space, she told me that her brother, he's the one who did who did her plane. He drew everything. I was like, oh, I can do it, because my space is pretty, like, it's just square. So let me just draw everything myself, and then put all the, the dimension and everything, and just send it. No, 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 not a good idea, because guess what, they send everything back, and I have to wait like a month. So after a month, they send all my paperwork back, and then they say that I need an architect to draw my plane, sign everything, seal it in an envelope, and then send it to the city. So I'm not even supposed to, like, touch it or do anything about it. So um that was pretty I would say stressful, annoying, but you live and you learn. So they sent me that, and I had to pay $100 because I have applied. So even though I haven't received my occupancy permit, I still have to spend $100, and I wait a month just because I decided to do everything by myself. So I went to see my landlord, and I tell him that, listen, I need this, I need that, I can't do this by myself. I have like, I'm stressed. And then he's like, he sent his architect, he sent me to his architect, and then his architect actually made all the plan of the space, and then sales sign everything and sent to the city. So he sent it to the Harris County. He sent it to the Harris County, and I had to wait. Wait, man, let me tell you. So between the time that the county told me no, and I have to go see the architect and ask the architect to do the new drawing and send it back, that was like 1 month, because the architect couldn't do it right away, because he has clients and appointment, and different time you have to wait your turn. So I have to wait a month for him to draw everything, send it, and then he send it to the county, and I have to wait 1 more month for them to respond, and then tell me if the plan was good or not. So they send the response, and then they say that I needed a fire sprinkler system at a space For those who doesn't know, it's when there's fire in a space, you have all those little sprinkler that turn on automatically, and then turn the fire off. So they needed that. So my landlord was not okay to spend $3,000, almost up to or even more, $3,000 just to install the system. Plus, in the building, there's nobody else has the system. Everybody use a fire extension. Sorry, oh, I can talk today. My tongue is just like so heavy, but yeah, nobody used that. And so what happened is that the architect redo the plan, and he did the plan without putting fire sprinkler and send it back. So now I am at a point when I'm waiting for the county to send the plan back and say, okay, you can go forward, you can have your inspection, you getting your permit or no. So that's what, like 3 months or 4 months in between the time that I got my space to now. So I mean, I have been tested. You have to be patient, and you have to be smart when you do move, and you have to understand how things work before you actually go for it and do it. I have learned it the hard way, trust me. If I have to do it again, i will I will find a space first, and then I will make sure to have all my needs satisfied. You have restroom, you have bathroom, and the parking is fine. Is the building look good? What do I need to do? Stuff like that before I go ahead and request for an occupancy permit. I will have the landlord requested, or maybe I could request it, but I want to make sure to have it before I sign the lease. And then I will not work on the space at all before I get the occupancy permit, of course, because you can get arrested for that. I talked to one of my friend, who is in the building. He's like an engineer and stuff. So he told me you can get arrested because you just start working on the space. You don't even have permit for the space. You don't even have insurance for people who work there. Like, what are you doing? So I would definitely not do that again. I would just make sure I do everything right. But hey, I didn't know, so sometimes that's how you learn. You learn the hard way. It's not the best way to learn, but you can learn like that. So that's what I am right now, waiting for the occupancy permits. Still haven't opened my space. I have to postpone my marketing because I was already like, hey, if you need a space, how about you go? Talk to me. We can do something. No. You have to wait. You have to make sure everything is right. You have to make sure that you do things right. So yeah, my advice for you: so you do your diligence. You do diligence. Make sure you take your time to know exactly what the steps are before you actually jump in and do it. In Houston, and I think anywhere in the state, actually, you can find business coaching. You can find business advisors that's going to tell you exactly what are the steps that you're supposed to do when you want to do things. So I would suggest you, if you want to open a space like I did, get a coach, follow step by step, things you're supposed to do. Don't just like rush in decisions. Make sure that it makes sense before you do it, and yeah, that you can go from there. But it's I remain pretty confident that everything is gonna be alright. I remain confident by the fact that I'm learning. I have to learn anyway. Talking about learning, I have also started to rent my item to customers. I have centerpieces, I have table, chairs, I have plates, different things for parties. And I have started renting them without even putting how you call it, a deposit. I didn't request a deposit because I was like, oh, just sign here, give me your information, if anything disappear, you're gonna owe me this. Sign here that you took my stuff, and then you're gonna pay this. And then it's like, girl, don't do that. Do not do that. So if you want to rent stuff to people, trust me, working with people is probably the hardest things that people can do on earth. Maybe not the hardest things, but it's not easy, you know. So you need to protect yourself pretty much. If you want to rent stuff to people, make sure they give you a deposit, and make sure you keep their credit card on file, because even the deposit they're gonna give you, maybe that's not even gonna cover everything they're gonna damage or steal, or you know, you want to be able to go back, and then if you need to add more money, that's how you do it. Make sure you have an agreement for anything you do. Agreements are really important. Agreement, make sure you take people identification copies and stuff like that. And yeah, do that. Also, for my space, talking about design, um, I have ordered some chandeliers, but the chandeliers are like so small. They're just like tiny. You can't even see them on the space. So right now I'm trying to think about a way to make my chandeliers look bigger, or something to put on the ceiling to make the ceiling look a little bit nicer, because I don't have my ceiling is not covered, it's open. So you have the corrugated sheet, and then you have the black paint on it, so it doesn't look that pretty. So now I need to find something to decorate my ceiling, and thinking something that's not too expensive, something that's cheap but they look nice. So yeah, that's where I am right now. And I will let you know I have a business event coming up soon. I'm going to be promoting my business. I'm probably going to film that and put that on YouTube too, so you can see. Networking is really important when you do this type of business. You want to get to know everybody you can as much as you can. You want to give your card to everyone. You want to take everybody email address pretty much. You want to start building your email address list as early as you can, because the money is in the list. When you want to sell something, you want to promote something, if you don't have a list, can't really do that, and can't have really a good return on your item. I have my screen right here, that's why sometimes I turn my head to look. But yeah, that's where I am right now, and I will talk to you later and let you know if I got my permits, or if they requested something else. I mean, I'm always already like what, 4 months waiting for that. The good thing is that I have a good landlord. I really like my landlord. He's pretty nice. He's pretty cool. He is not making me pay. He wanted to make me pay, but I told him, like, I wish I could pay. If I have money, I would pay you. But the money that I have, I already spent. Oh, I didn't even tell you that I spent way over what my budget was, because it was always something, always something. Um, Mr. Arnold, I was working at the space, he gave me a price of everything that I was supposed to do, but then I didn't realize that the price he gave me, the total amount he gave me, was the total amount of the work, not the total amount of the work plus his, you know, payment, his fees. I thought everything was inside. You already just gave me one price, everything is inside. No. So I have to dig in my money, my savings, to pay everything that I was supposed to pay him. And then you have so many things, like stuff that was supposed to get here on time, did not get there on time, you know, different things. Talking about stuff that was supposed to get here on time. My chairs and my tables, that was a whole nother story. I'm gonna tell you the story next time. When I talk to you, I don't have time anymore, I have to go. But I'm definitely gonna tell you that story. If you buy stuff, if you decide to buy stuff from Alibaba, be careful. Do your due diligence, and be really, you have to know what you're doing pretty much. So I talk to you later. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye.